What's up, everybody? It's your boy Keefe. It's Friday afternoon. It's not Thursday, it's Friday, and you're watching another edition of GhostCultMag.com's weekly ritual or rock and metal news live stream show. Every week, I have been having a hell of a week. I hope you're okay. It is a bizarre and confusing time in the world for everybody. So, hopefully, everybody's good to go. I am here at the satellite HQ, soon to be the permanent HQ. Got my liquid death. Yo, Gabe, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Going live today because I just couldn't yesterday. It has been a week. We will talk all about it soon. And it is just, if you're not okay, that's cool. It's okay not to be okay. Feel free to, jump in our DMs and say hi and tell us how you're doing and all that. I'm going to try to blast through the show. I got plans. And so I got to make with the show, get on with the show. But I got a deck, new color for April, nice and blue. Today is the 3rd of April. For April Fool's Day, I wore a Journey shirt and pledged my love and loyalty to the band Journey, which I do not actually have, but a lot of people seem to get a kick out of it. So we're just going to go with that vibe. I think it's pretty funny. A lot of announcements to get through this week. A lot of tough times out there. If you're having a tough time, just let me know. I believe everybody is here on TikTok and Instagram. The best experience for this show is, of course, YouTube, followed by Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, all the different YouTubes we have, all the things. This is not our normal time, so anybody that shows up, I'm appreciative. What's up, Gabe? I appreciate you, man. They watch us from the moon is passed by. What's up? So, yeah. And Brandon Machado is here also. What's up? So, we're doing the weekly rock and metal news and so much to get through. So I'm going to dispense with the pleasantries. Always start with the announcements. We are still giving away tickets if you're in the LA area or close by enough to get there to see the Echo and the Bunnymen career-spanning show at the Greek Theater. They're doing their entire career hits on tour right now. We are still giving away tickets to the LA show. Feel free to enter. We've been sending those reminders out. Just a tough week, man. Bo Lueders of Harm's Way and, of course, the Hard Lore podcast on Knotfest has passed away at age 39. Just really tragic and terrible. Young guy, really talented, a tremendous ambassador for heavy music, especially hardcore and metal. I met him once. He was super nice to me. Really a guy younger than me losing his life hurts a lot. And, if you're out there and you're having a hard time, please get in touch. There's a GoFundMe on for Bo's family and memorial services. You can donate to that at the links in the description. Also, James Lollar of Gost, G-O-S-T, Gost, not the other Ghost. James was a black metal and synthwave artist. Gabe, you probably have a familiarity with that guy. He's very similar to the music you make. And also died very young. And we also have a GoFundMe link in our description for his family, for his final services. It's just a messed up time. And check on your friends if they're shaky and on shaky ground. Check on them because we don't want to lose any more rock soldiers, as I like to say. Also, James, the Human Furnace Bullock of Ringworm, had a surgery recently. He is now incapacitated in terms of doing his tattoo career and honestly can't tour while he's recovering either. So there's a GoFundMe on for him as well. We are just trying to raise awareness for all these things whenever possible. If you're in the San Francisco area, Sunday, come on down. We're doing a TV-themed karaoke night at the Willows on Karaoke Sundays that I host, and I'm with my co-host, Chris. And I just thought this was a hilariously fun poster, basically TV show themed. I'm practicing a bunch of TV shows. Also, once again, in case you saw the feature on our website, we recently reviewed the brand new Zeus GT4 Arctic vape. I got into vaping in the last year or so. for anxiety and pain relief and just in general to enhance and improve my mood. And this is the best thing I've ever used. It requires a little bit of patience. If you are into these like giant clouds, I don't think this is for you. But if you want a really fantastic vaping experience that will get you messed up in a good way, you need this device. And they have a whole line of devices, actually. And they were pretty pleased with the review. It was all honest. We do everything real and raw, and we don't gas people up. We don't get paid for album reviews or interviews or things like that. But for products, we'll take a product in exchange. For review, we do a lot of unboxings. There's a lot of content coming, hot sauces, coffees, all the things. So stay tuned. And Thursday, when this show normally happens, was World Autism Day. My late brother, Perry, was autistic and passed away 23 years ago. And for personal friends, you can check the post that I made on my personal Facebook. But in general, there's a lot of people out in the community who, either are on the spectrum themselves, or have a child, or have a sibling, or an auntie or an uncle of a child who is autistic. So be on the lookout out there. Be kind. It's a tough world for those parents and sibs and everybody else. All right, that is all the minutiae. Oh, I got some clapback here. That's all the minutiae. As usual, if you're feeling tipsy, not our regular real ones or our employees, but if you are feeling tipsy, feel free to drop us a tip. Tip menu is always a thing. You could also just join our YouTube at Ghost Cult Mag, and you can tip us there with a super like or a super thanks. All right. Now that I did that, let's get on with the show. And it's time for the features here at Ghost Cult. We'll start talking about them. New album or EP, technically, Breakdown with Daniel Wand of Capsize. The post-hardcore band is back after a hiatus. And I did a big deep dive interview with Daniel. Good record, a lot of fun. Also, if you're into more extreme metal, Blindfolded and Led to the Woods. Nick Smith of that band from New Zealand was on tour recently in the US. We caught up for an interview. Brutal, heavy, majestic, all these words I would use to describe that band, and they're looking forward to coming back here again, hopefully next year. Even though the price of touring is expensive, if you support your bands and buy tickets and buy albums, you can definitely enjoy them when they come around. Also, in case you missed our recent yet again interview with Brendan Small of Death Clock, the Amon Clock Tour Conquest is coming soon with Castle Rat opening. We've had many interviews the last few years with Brendan, and it's always a pleasure. And he is amazing, and we've managed to make them interesting for him as well. So I'm really happy about that. Also, I did a live stream this week talking about the Juno Awards, Canada's answer to the Grammys. Absolutely nails it and understands metal and to a lesser extent punk and rock with an actual wide enough focus to not exclude anybody. And I was really proud about that. And I'll talk a little bit about that too. Winter's Moon is here on TikTok. I am also a Discharge fan, big fan. Do you have a favorite song? Let us know. Seem to be covered by like every important band has covered a Discharge song. Also, a couple of weeks back, I did a full album review of Neurosis's new album. And we'll be doing some more of those too soon. I meant to try to get on and do an extra one this week, but I did not. Pelican has also passed by. What's up, Pelican? Let's see if anybody's here on the gram. Rubber Band, man. What's up, Adam? I still owe you. Oh, that Blindfolded. So good, man. That's an album for you for sure. Kegel is here. We Are Every Hell is here. What's up? Adam, I owe you some stuff. DM me your email address or text me your email address. That's what I need is your email. But okay. What else? Because I don't have enough to do. This show is a podcast. We have the Ghost Cult Magazine podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. We're going to have some exclusive stuff coming there very soon. That's cool. So be on the lookout for that. And of course, this week we had a chaser episode, in between episode for the Glacially Musical podcast, beer, metal, and swearing, sometimes hockey. We did a whole ass review of 25 records the three hosts recently picked up. And Through Silver and Blood is the best, man, for sure. We have an interview coming out with Neurosis soon, where I interviewed Steve and Noah. I have been kind of dialing back how much interviewing I've been doing, but I got the opportunity for that, and I took it. Thanks for following us, Winter's Moon. We'll follow you when this is done. We reviewed 25 records, unboxed them, talked about them, how we shopped for them, how much they cost, where we got them, all manner of things. There was even a jazz record in there. Guess who had it? This guy. But fun stuff. All right. And now it's time for the news rundown. I will embiggen this thing everywhere except on the TikTok. But as usual, we start the news rundown with festivals. I'm just going to whip through them this week. There's only a few new things announced. I'm thinking about doing a big festival bit like a festival week next week. We did just have Inferno this weekend, but I think I might preview like all the festivals from now until the fall and then do another one in the fall. And I also thought about doing like a festival survival guide website post and a corresponding video. So if you're interested in that, I'm pausing. Yeah, sorry about that. It might be it could be the Wi-Fi here. I'm in Northern California, and we don't have great Wi-Fi here, but hopefully it's working. Thanks. You can always join us on YouTube, where we seem pretty smooth. Inferno Festival, as I said, is this weekend. Mayhem, Deicide, Enslaved, Old Man's Child, The Covenant, Cannon Fever, Tormentor, Samael, Primordial, and Incantation, and a bunch of other bands. Also, as we talked about, Neurosis, Winter's Moon. Dave Brubeck, who I'm a huge fan of. Dave Brubeck live, amongst a bunch of metal records. So that's our other podcast, Glacially Musical. Not on TikTok, but you can check it out wherever you listen to pods. So again, we mentioned Neurosis. Neurosis is confirmed for Fire in the Mountains as the final headliner. Pretty incredible. We'll talk more about that later or next week. Sick New World is right around the corner. We're covering this in a few weeks in Las Vegas, followed by the October show in Texas. System of a Down, Korn, and Bring Me the Horizon are your three headliners for Las Vegas in 3 weeks. In October, System of a Down, Deftones, and Slayer. Seen Goat, Whore, and Vader. Charleston, nice work. Very nice. I'm hopeful to get to South Carolina and North Carolina again. It's been a minute. Next year. Love Goat Whore and love Vader. I've interviewed both those bands. Hey, Badger is here. What's up? Happy Easter, pal. If you're celebrating. I always thought Good Friday is super interesting, like not good for Jesus. But anyway, sorry, everybody. I can't help myself sometimes. Austin Psych Fest, formerly known as Levitation Fest, has announced their split times. The Flaming Lips, the Black Angels, who I hope are doing some touring, and These Sacred Souls are your headliners. Pretty cool festival, psychedelic rock and weirdness. Decibel Metal and Beard Fest used to be in mid-April. It's now moved to early May. Power Trip and Municipal Waste, Kylisa, Cro-Mags, Cryptopsy, Necrot, Fulci, Nomos, and many other bands, and as well as the best beer brands in America, craft beer that loves metal. How can you go wrong with such a thing? Those flyers are insane, right? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Adam. All right. Blackfest. Blackfest is the metalcore festival taking place. I thought this was like a fake poster. This is actually happening. Hey, what's up, Dirty Radio? The 9 CD Rainbow box set from the Dio era. Oh, nice. Is it good? Oh, that's killer. I did splurge on the Heaven and Hell vinyl box set, which we'll be unboxing soon on that podcast. I mentioned earlier, the Glacially Musical podcast. But the Blegfest has Bad Omens, Architects, Knock Loose, Poppy, which maybe that means Poppy will sing with Knock Loose, Devil Wears Prada, President, Throne, Varials, and a bunch of others. That is taking place in late summer in Perth. I suspect that's their winter, so it'll be cool, but not cold. Welcome to Rockville is around the corner. Sonic Temple is around the corner. We'll preview those next week. Milwaukee Metal Fest is coming up soon with Acid Bath, Killswitch Engage, Ministry, Napalm Death, John Bush Solo, Macabre, Death Angel, Power Trip, and many more. I do see that Integrity is supposed to be on the bill also. That's fun. Always good live. Integrity is one of those bands. Oh, dope. That was like the peak with Dio before he, before they started to go downhill. Yeah, I remember Rainbow as a little kid. All right, that's all the festivals. Quick run through of the concert stuff. Metallica's M72 World Tour kicks back off soon with Gojira, Pantera, and a bunch of other bands. Avatar, Architects, Hatebreed. Again, tickets are on sale now for the Summer Slaughter Festival. Radio Static Headspace is here. Yeah, Vader is the best, man. I love Peter. I interviewed him on like the coldest day ever in Brooklyn history, and he was like, "This is nothing to me. You are soft, Americans." I was like, "I am soft. It's too fucking cold." I had to stand outside the tour bus for 40 minutes waiting for them, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, it's cold out." I'm like, "You guys," but I love Vader. Again, the Amon Clock tour is coming up. Check out my interview with Brendan Small. Pussifer Normal Isn't tour kicked off already last week with Dave Hill opening, comedy and music about metal. Black Dahlia Murder kicks off their new tour this weekend with Acacia Strain and a bunch of other bands. Absolutely brutal. Flesh God Apocalypse North American Tour. Thank you to everybody that entered that giveaway on Instagram for those tickets. They have some dates headlining and some dates opening for Avatar. Sick. Texas Hippie Coalition has announced a bunch of tour dates. There are still people that don't know that those initials stand for THC. But anyway, yes, that band likes weed. Venom, there are 3 Venoms, so it's very hard to keep up. But Venom Inc. with Demolition Man Tony Dolan is on as a tour is booked all summer. Venom with Kronos is booked for all summer. And the third Venom with the other 2 guys is also booked all summer. Does anyone need 3 Venoms, let alone more than 1 Venom? I don't know. Creator is currently on tour in Europe with Carcass, Exodus, and Nails. They are coming here to the States soon with the Crushers of the USA tour with Carcass and some other bands. Testament continues the Thrash of the Titans tour with Overkill and Destruction. That's running all through April and early May. Unfortunately, Overkill is not on the Berkeley date, but I may very well make it to the Berkeley date. We shall see. I usually don't miss Testament. And that'll be a fun show. Seven Dust kicks off their next headline tour after they got done in Europe recently with Atreyu, Fire from the Gods, and American Adrenaline. Not a great name. Bands, take more care with your names. Don't have a dumb name. Don't have a name that, hey, Ruin Metal, what's up? Ruin, we've premiered your video. Glad to see you again. Pick a good name. That's all I'm saying. See if there are other bands with a similar name. See if there are too many bands with a similar name. See if there's a band with the same name of you. If they're more famous than you, don't use that name. Don't. Okay. I mentioned last week Anthrax added more dates to Europe with Mastodon, and that is all the concerts and the festivals in a very manageable amount of time. Boom. I'm back. Oh, here. Let me put it over there. There it is. I didn't know what I was doing. Once again, the tip menu, if you're interested and you're feeling tipsy, feel free to give us a tip. Shout out to our affiliate partner, Fable Beard. I happen to finally have 2 with me handy. This is the Beard Balms, and my beard game is about as on point as it ever has been. I don't have my usual headphones today. I also want to say that my skincare routine is coming together. I shaved my head this morning completely for some photos we're going to be taking tonight. My engagement shoot. It's top secret what's in it, but they have beard balms, co-washes, shampoos, and all kinds of other things. They're all natural. This is the Barkeep, which is scentless. So if you have people in your life who put their face on your face or other parts of you, and you like strong smells overwhelm them, you can use the beard balm that is unscented, like I have here. I'm trying to open it. I shoved this thing tight. What do I do here? Oh, there we go. Okay. So literally you just put some on your fingers, you rub it in, and then into the beard. Lessens your gander and dandruff, and it's awesome. And then I have my little beard comb here just to brush it out. Look at that. All that gray came in from all the stress of the world lately. How about the rest of you? But anyway, Fable Beard, if you sign up with the link in our description, you get $10 off your first order, and we get free Fable Beard products. Pretty rad. Also, affiliate partner Lamb Goat. Lamb Goat broke a story we're going to talk about today. If you're a fan of the much meaner Lamb Goat network, you can check them out. If you're looking to advertise your upcoming release, your label, your store, your something related to metal to a wide audience of metalheads, Lamb Goat is the place to be. Sign up for the Lamb Goat Media Network. Tell them Keefe sent you from Ghost Cult. Also, just once again, shout out to my dude Craig Caruso of Caruso Apps. I would not have a website-based business without him. He is phenomenal. Check out CarusoApps.com. And again, most of you are seeing this through the power of StreamYard, except you guys on TikTok. I think we might move to Riverside in 2027. We are paid for the year here on StreamYard, which I do enjoy, but they need to kind of get it together on a few things. All right. Now it's time. We're on all the socials. If you still care about social media, we have a newsletter. You should feel free to sign up for that at our link tree. All the things. All right. The big news of the week, man. The big news of the week. Rush reunited on stage at the Junos. I think it kind of overshadowed the whole rest of the Juno Awards, which is unfortunate, actually. But they sounded good. They played the debut track off their debut album. They said Neil would think we were idiots for doing this. They had said they had some difficulty originally kind of jamming together with Anika Niles, the new drummer, but they're lock, step, and tight now. So that was fun to see. But the big news is that Despised Icon, who has been around for 25 years, almost 30 years as a band, and had a long breakup and then reunion, won their first ever Juno. They had been nominated a couple of times for their recent album, their comeback album last year, on Nuclear Blast. And I did that live stream that the Junos really understand metal, and they really truly do, which is really great to see. That was on Tuesday. Man, this continues to be a kind of unbelievable story, man. So Brady Ebert, man, used to be in Turnstile. Then he was in the Set. Both bands fired him at different times. He was arrested for attempted murder this week for trying to kill the singer of Turnstile's father with his car. He ran him over and put him in the hospital, and he had surgeries, and he's like 80 years old almost. And what a terrible story. You know, when they say sometimes your whole life is a movie, this guy's movie is the movie of the week when the guy gets caught because he's stupid. Like, I don't know what's going on with him personally, and, you know, but holy shit, yo. Holy shit, what a disaster that is, huh? Wild shit. It's wild out there to be trying to kill somebody you're not, the family of somebody you're not in a band with anymore. That's just some absolutely batshit stuff. But okay, more news to come on this one. Thanks for Lamb Goat for breaking that story. Sepultura put out a new single this week from their upcoming new EP, I believe comes out in a few weeks. Their farewell release. They're about to kick off their U.S. tour. We'll talk about that too. Sun Don't Shine. This is the metal supergroup from members of Typo Negative, Crowbar, Down, Quiet Riot, Silvertomb, whole bunch of things. Their debut album is out now, Birth to Death. It's absolutely killer. I'm working on a review of it probably for Monday, along with some other reviews I need to catch up on. I'm really surprised this band and this album is not getting more hype. They are out on Corpse Paint Records. There's a ton of merch you can get, CDs, vinyl, everything. And you should be checking this record out. We'll be talking more about them when we hit the New Music Friday segment. Greg Puciato. Too bad Dillinger Compound is not here. Greg Puciato of, just what the fuck. Greg Puciato, formerly of Dillinger Escape Plan and formerly of Better Lovers, gave an interview this week, I think while he was still on the Better Lovers tour that turned out to be his final tour with the band earlier this year. He gave a tour in which he talked about his legacy with Dillinger and that he looks positive, fondly back on that era. Has not talked to Ben in 3 or 4 years since he exited the band, since the band reformed with Dimitri. And he said, never say never, but also we don't talk. So I don't know what that means. So I know there's a lot of swirling stuff in the background about Greg, but until things are public or talked about more, then there's really not much more to say about it. Okay. Moving right along. Duff's Alcohol Abuse Center in Brooklyn, a New York landmark hangout for metalheads, occasionally for shows, mostly for partying. I spent many a time there, screwed into a stool at the bar, drinking whiskeys, Jack and Cokes all the time. They had a flood recently that has temporarily shuttered the building. Water and power has been restored, but they're not sure when they're coming back, but hopefully they're coming back soon. They are supposed to have a record release listening party for the final At the Gates album with Tompa. So rip Tompa. But Duff's will reopen. That's what we know. The bar is okay. Speaking of bars that are not okay, the Parkside, a San Francisco institution, is closing after 25 years. Originally, we thought their final day was going to be on March 31st, but it's now extended to July 5th, I believe, and they're going to continue to be open every single day. So I hope to get back there and see a show or enjoy some deep fried tots or buffalo chicken sandos and their fine beverages. Definitely the cheapest beer for the highest quality beer in the city of San Francisco. Nick Oliveri's new compilation record, No Hits, Volume 10, is out now. We saw Nick last week at Mojave Experience. My review of that is coming also Monday. Converge is not satisfied doing one album, but they're going to have 2 albums this year. They already released one, Love Is Never Enough, but Love Is Not Enough. And their new album, The Hum, is based on a concept record that there's like a hum and a thrim in certain locations. We don't know what it's from, but it's just like a constant buzz in the air. And what if that's like the collective suffering and grief of the whole planet Earth manifesting itself as sound? That's the concept of the record, and it's a Converge record. So you know it's going to slap, as the kids say. What else? Monolord announced a new album this week, dropped a new single and video. Huge Monolord fan. I've interviewed the band before. Very excited for this. Another new album news. Corrosion Conformity dropped a new music video today. Their new double album is out now. Bellicus, welcome. What's up? What's up? Very excited for this. Astang 86 is here. What's up? I am very excited about the new COC. I've listened to it thoroughly, enjoyed it. Last week we told you Alice Cooper and his wife celebrated 50 years of marriage. They renewed their vows last weekend, right after the anniversary, at the Talking Stick Resort in Arizona, where we've covered a lot of bands and festivals and shows. So very good for Alice Cooper and wife. Get you a woman who will kill you on stage every night of the week. So here's New Music Friday. Let us talk about the new music out this week. There's quite a bunch of bangers. I believe I have just enough time to play you a song from one of these records. Let's do this one. I keep hearing a lot about this band, Creme Fraiche. Creme Fraiche. So let's see if I can find this guy. Creme Fraiche, For Your Ass Only, full album stream. Why not? Hold on one second. Let's listen to a little of this. Oh, death metal. Oh, I hate the pingy snare drum, but it's the only thing that cuts through, you know? What's your opinion of grindcore? I don't know what's going on here. Their logo is like the shape of women. Each letter is a woman. All right. Well, I'll be damned. All right. That's quite enough for me, but if you enjoyed that, let me know. All right. Let's now talk about the albums that came out this week. There's quite a bunch of them. I'm not going to do the entire list of like 200, but I will give you some detail where I can. Let's talk about Let's talk a little bit about it. All right. Let's see. American Chaos, The Sheeple Swing on Metal Department Records. Apolostic, No Plenitude Without Suffering on Transcending Obscurity Records. Super cool death metal label. Bird Without a Song, Written Memories EP for some alternative metal. Bronco Forte, Lightning Scars from LA, Stoner Doom. Cactus, that's featuring the great Carmine Appice. Temple of Blues 2 on Cleopatra Records. Let's see, what else? Oh. Chariots Overdrive, The End of Antiquity on Gates to Hell Records. Corrosion Conformity, Good God, Bad Man on Nuclear Blast. Creme Flesh for some grindcore for your ass only on Comatose Records. Deathbird Earth, Objective Consciousness on SRA Records. Eveline, Exhumation, Eveline EP. Exhumation and Funeral Chant, different band. Sacred Oath, The Temple of Death Split on Carbonized Records for 2 death metal bands. Grade 2, Talk About It on Hellcat Records for some punk rock. Graveborn, Metempsychosis, self-released. Green Carnation, this album slaps. Great psychedelic stoner rock album. A Dark Poem Part 2, also heavy metal. Sanguis, Season of Mist Records. Jarboe, Sightings, the great and legendary Jarboe, formerly of Swans, on Consoling Sounds. That's the album, the label owned by Over. Numiers, Directions on Run for Cover Records for some punk rock. Lantlos, Nowhere in Between, Forever for some avant-garde black metal. Michael Sweet of Striper has a solo album out this week, The Master Plan. Just hope his health is okay. Not a big fan. Nervosa, Slave Machine Killer, death metal from the Brazilian all-female band on Napalm Records. Obey the Sun, Desert Ritual EP on Eclipse Records for some progressive stoner rock. Poison Ruin, Hymns from the Hills for some avant-garde noise punk, great album. Red Vanilla, Where Should I Be EP for some female-led rock. Sun Don't Shine, again from Death to Birth on Corpse Paint Records. Through and Through, Chicago hardcore and metal on Golden Robot Records, their debut self-titled album. Toxic Shock, The Future is Calling on This Charming Man Records for some thrash. Ultra Bomb, The Bridges That We Burn for some psychedelic rock. Unearthly Rites, Tortural Symphony of the Flesh for some black metal on Spart Records. Via Mare, In Lumine Lune, acoustic black metal, self-released. Void of Light, Emimetries on Ripcord Records. And Zanjir, Seher E Mahor on Neon Nile Records for some more death metal. All the death metal. Early Dying Fetus. Yep. Cock and Ball Torture Days. Exactly. All right. Also, every other band. Mortician. All right. Now we're going to do the mailbag. And I have quite a mailbag section to get through, and then we'll wrap up the show. So I've been getting a lot of stuff sent to me. I did a big Bandcamp Friday splurge. I have that Heaven and Hell box set to share at some point. I did some records last week on the show. So here is some Bandcamp Fridays, protest merch, and a big unboxing from Deathwish Inc., which is the label owned by Jacob Bannon of Converge. That was more like a holiday sale that I'm just getting to unbox now. It is wild how much I paid for a lot of things. So first off, from the last Bandcamp Friday, the next Bandcamp Friday is a month from today. And this is from the Texas Stoner Doom band Redbeard Wall. My dude Aaron, thanks for sending. I bought a hat. I normally don't wear white anything, but this is rad. He actually sent me a second hat, which is the 3 album for his 3rd album. So super cool. I got some baseball-y hats to go with all my trucker hats. And then this is kind of cool. He mailed it in a shoebox that he hand drew stuff on. Super fun. Take some notice, bands, when you send merch or anything out to people. Include a personal note. He wrote me a personal note. Keefe, my man, your kindness, generosity, and support mean the fucking world. Mad love and respect always. Be good. All hail, which is kind of his catchphrase. All hail, Aaron. That's going on the wall. Love that. And a bunch of Redbeard Wall stickers. This is fun. Looks like a cathedral with some kind of rams and a priest. And then here's kind of like a steeple on fire with a Hell's Angel. And then kind of a self-portraiture Redbeard Wall. I don't know if you can see that very well, but Pretty cool. All right. Then I finally got, speaking of Neurosis, Aaron Turner of Siege Records, formerly of ISIS and other bands, currently also of Old Man Gloom, did this No Ice shirt. How cool is this looking? This finally came. It's dope looking. I can't wait to wear this. You'll see me wearing this in some future things. Shout out to Siege Records. They usually have a lot of stuff on sale to release all of Aaron's work and related bands with his wife and a bunch of other things. So now, this big unboxing from Deathwish Records. And I think I'm going to do these every, like, I don't have that many, but I think I can do one every couple of weeks or every 3 weeks, where I can do a big unboxing from a label or a band or a brand. If you want to send me some merch for your bands, go ahead, DM me. I'll send you the address. So first off, I think what roped me in originally was a shirt sale. $10 mystery shirts from Deathwish Records and their Converge shirts. So the Jane Doe, the classic Jane Doe in this very fun green. I normally don't wear light colors. I just happen to be wearing one today. I think this was like my pajamas that I slept in, or I will sleep in tonight. But something to wear around the house, and it just happens to be cool enough to wear on the show. Yet another shirt. This is Author and Punisher in orange. Big Author and Punisher fan. I believe the latest Author and Punisher album came out on Deathwish. And then a whole box of stuff. So let's pull this box out. And they were just having like a fire sale on cassettes and vinyl. So I just picked up whatever I could get. This entire box, I will tell you the cost of in a bit. So first off, there's some cassettes. This is a band that really is not in existence anymore, but I'm a huge fan of. Ascend, Descend from Massachusetts, hardcore punk and grind. They are no longer in existence. I got one and a backup one. Oh, hey, Isra, Author and Punisher. Hell yeah. Isra, thank you so much for watching our channel. I really appreciate it. And we'll, if you follow us and you have a channel and you'd like to be followed back, we'll follow you back. I really appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you, Gabe, also. Hella thumbs up. So that's 2 cassettes from Ascend and Descend. Then there were these Cheap Hang and Race Trader 7-inch splits that are clear vinyl, like see-through, like clear vinyl pressings. Very cool. I got a few of those, actually. Maybe I'll give away a little package of leftovers here because I did buy some doubles. Here's a little sticker from Iodine Recordings, which is also distributed by Deathwish. Oh, it's like a little postcard with some advertising. Very nice. What else? What else? And then a bunch of records. And some buttons I dropped on the floor. Oh, well. Anyway, so here's some more records. Another Massachusetts band I love, the Death Doom band Mourn. Very killer. I think this was their recent album, Asylum. That's it. Fantastic band. Here's an oldie but a goodie. They were selling this for like literally $7. Downset, the long-awaited new album from Downset. They were proteges of Zach De La Rocha of Rage Against the Machine, kind of LA rap metal. Fantastic album, fantastic band. On limited color vinyl. I haven't even opened it yet. I haven't opened any of these. Here is Attempt Survivors, Educated Hips. This is a cool hardcore band on a fun 7-inch. I was also sent this guy. This is, I'm trying to make it out, but I can't read because my glasses are covered up by t-shirts. Oh, this is Doom Riders, Darkness Comes Alive. Speaking of Converge, this is Nate Newton's band that sounds like Danzig. Oh, that's cool. I forgot that I got this. That's awesome. How fun. Oh, and there was also some flexies that fell on the floor. Let me pick those up. And then this last vinyl is Unbroken, the Alano Club. Unbroken Finn, another hardcore band. Very cool, very cool. And then some flexies that I think were rare. So here's Hexus, the Saddest Landscape band, Hexus. And then this is, I think, another thing I wanted. Stretch Armstrong is an Iodine Records punk band. And it's a cover of Rock and Roll All Night by Kiss. How fun is this? So $70 for all these things. 2 shirts, 4 or 5 vinyls, 3 flexies, 3 7-inches, 2 cassettes. $70. And I'm not including the shipping, but I think it was rather cheap to ship it. All right. Fun times. And that is our show in a pretty manageable 40 minutes and 35 seconds. Please let me tell you all, like, I really can't stress this enough after the week we've had, that, it's really hard to navigate the world right now. You may not agree with everything going on. We may not agree on the same things, but what I don't want is for anything bad to happen to anybody. So please take care of yourselves. I say that every week. Oh, I think there's also some guitar picks from this Red Beard wall. That's cool. He sent me some authentic guitar picks too. Thanks, Aaron. I appreciate you. I can't say enough. If you're having a tough time, reach out. Our DMs are always open. What's up, Gennaro Velez? What's up? Thanks for following us. We talk about rock and metal. I interview bands on our YouTube. We have a whole staff around the world that covers shows and festivals and all the things. And we're not corporate backed. We do make a little bit of money from advertising. But let me say again, like, it's tough. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay if you're struggling. It's okay to reach out and tell a friend I'm feeling bad today. But also, like, don't shut yourself off. Don't isolate yourself, because that's how you can take a turn for the worse, and a bad situation becomes much worse. I feel very grateful to be here every week talking about rock and metal with you. We're building a DIY community of metal and rock fans around the world with no bullshit, no clickbait, just real, authentic coverage, and that's what I really live for. So thanks for being here. And as we say every week at this juncture of the show, it's a tough time in the world, so please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and stay as metal as humanly possible. Don't drink and drive. I'll see you next week with some more fun metal times. Peace.